Striking tree that you see all around Sydney, and also a tree that's commonly planted in these and many other botanic gardens, is the local Sydney fig tree. This is called Ficus rubiginosa, the Port Jackson fig. In the local Gadigal language, it's known as Damun. Now, the trees we see in our parks and gardens have been grown from seed in a pot and then planted in the ground. But the way these trees grow naturally is that their seed is pooed out by a bird or spat out by a flying fox. It lodges in a crack on a rock, and the tree begins its life as a lithophyte. So that means it grows on rocks. The roots gradually spread out tendril-like from where the seed germinates, and they find fissures in the rock and spill over the rocks, eventually finding a firm footing in the soil. These trees can grow up to 30 metres high with a similar breadth of canopy, so they provide much needed shade in a hot Sydney summer. This time of the year, they're forming their flowers and also fruit. So they have a very unusual type of flower. It's an inverted flower. So all the male and female parts are inside this round structure, which we call a synconium. It takes a tiny little female wasp to crawl in through a hole at the end of the synconium called an ostiole. She brings pollen from another fig tree and pollination takes place. The reason the fig wasp has gone in there though is it's looking for a safe place to lay its eggs. So males and females hatch inside little things called galls. The males chew through their galls and mate with the next generation of females. They move around inside the synconium, getting covered in pollen, and then need to leave that structure to go looking for a safe place to lay their eggs, and so the next generation of wasps can live. Luckily for them, as they're fertilized, the fruit usually starts to ripen and the males start to feed on the fruit, chewing holes in the outside of the synconium and fruit and allowing the female wasps to escape. They'll go looking not just for any species of fig tree, but they'll go looking for exactly the same species. So this is a mutualistic relationship that's specific between particular species of wasps and particular species of fig trees. This tree here in the Botanic Gardens is growing in a very old rockery, and in our old maps of the gardens this was known as the Whale's Head Rockery. The story goes that a whale skeleton washed up on one of the eastern suburbs beaches and parts of the whale skeleton were brought back into the Botanic Gardens, and this rockery was created around that whale skeleton using sandstone that's been gathered from the shore. I've been in the gardens for a very long time and worked here as a horticulturist, and I've dug this bed up many times, replanting, and most recently in 2006 planting this display of bromeliads. Now, we've never found any evidence of the whale skeleton, but it's a fantastic story. This is a beautiful tree, and as you can see, if you look up into the canopy, you can see it supports a whole range of other epiphytic plants. So Ficus rubiginosa, Damun, or the Port Jackson fig is a common tree providing shelter and shade throughout the Royal Botanic Gardens, Sydney.